If killing civilians is wrong in Iran, then why is it okay in Ukraine? We all saw what Trump wrote about Iran. We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target, but we're not going to take him out, at least not for now. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians. Our patience is wearing thin. Trump draws the line at missiles aimed at civilians. That's how a leader should respond. That's basic decency. That's what we all expect. However, when Russia fires missiles and drones into sleeping Ukrainian families, Trump stays silent as if their lives don't count. He didn't even meet with the president of the country, Ukraine, being bombed. Zelensky flew over hoping for answers, hoping for help. He went to speak face to face with Trump at the G7. But Trump, he left before they ever spoke a word. And Zelensky, he had to fly home early because while he was away, Russia struck again. Hard. Missiles and drones tore through apartment buildings in Ukraine. Civilians were killed in their sleep. Children buried beneath rubble. Families wiped out in the dark. All while the world's most powerful man walked away. And what did Russia say? We hit military assets. But the videos are everywhere. Drones crashing into residential buildings. Mothers crying in stairwells. Entire families wiped out. It's not a mistake. It's a method. And yet, Trump stays silent. No message to the strong man in Moscow. No tweet, no warning, and no moral line. Why? Because when it's Iran, it's easy to posture. But when it's Russia, when it's Putin, it's different. There's a pattern, and it's not accidental. He calls the Iranian leader so-called, but never once questions Putin's title. He says our patience is wearing thin with Iran, but with Russia, he leaves a summit early and leaves Ukraine hanging. This isn't about diplomacy. This is about double standards, and the cost is Ukrainian lives. Zelensky asked the G7 for help, for $40 billion in financial aid, for pressure, for oil sanctions, for someone, anyone, to tell Putin that this cannot continue. The UK and Canada stepped up, but the G7 as a whole didn't, and it's embarrassing. No forceful statement, no united stand, no real consequences for Russia. Just quiet discomfort and more grace for Ukrainians to dig. Allow me to ask you, if a missile kills a child in Ukraine, is that child any different than one in Tel Aviv or Tehran? If you say you care about civilian lives, you don't get to choose which ones matter. You either stand against terror or you don't. And if you say your patience is wearing thin, but only when it's politically convenient, then it's not about morality, it's about theater. Zelensky flew back to Ukraine empty-handed, with his people still dying, civilians still dying, and the world's most powerful voices are whispering when they should be shouting. You don't need to love war, you just need to love truth. And the truth is simple. Every civilian life around the world should matter equally. Every aggressor should be held accountable, and every leader, especially the ones with the most power, should act like they remember what justice looks like. Because when silence becomes selective, when morality becomes transactional, and when allies are abandoned in broad daylight, that silence speaks louder than any weapon ever could. And history will remember the silent ones.